Hi, if you're asking us to speak, we can't hear anything.
Can you hear us? I just picked up my voice. Yes, she says. Okay.
Hello. Yeah, we can hear now.
Oh, it's only coming through this though.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I don't want a microphone.
Yeah.
Judge, go ahead and speak. We're gonna see if we can hear you.
You couldn't hear our question, I'm sure.
Right,
Oh,
so
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Cody, I did a brief presentation, the preliminary plat, and the final plat, where we are now with civil engineering, and the chair had a question about the existing trees and retention, preservation of those trees. And I said it would probably be a better question for you to answer. Are you all accommodating for any trees to remain in your engineering and grading plans?
Well, through the creek, there is going to be a detention pond in that area, but um, a lot of that space won't be developed just there around the detention pond. So we'll definitely try and save as many trees as we can. It's the same plan as we presented before, and with the engineering design and kind of the additional work that's gone into it, it hasn't changed as far as what we're trying to preserve. So we're definitely trying to do our best with the grading to preserve as much of the trees as we can.
And you, that was a concern of the residents that live in the neighborhood to directly east of this development. So I wanted to make sure that we, you know, we're considering their comments.
Yes, absolutely. We will do our best.
If I could ask, Cody, have you all started grading out there?
No, we have not yet.
So what I'm seeing is just like the removal of fences and items that were just on the property itself.
Yeah, I think there's been just some demolition and cleanup going on, but no construction activities have started.
Can you want to do the, to show all of the things.
There are 9.
But
So essentially, everything is in being drainage, sewer, water. Nothing is absolutely ready to go yet.
Correct.
Okay. And
I've got just a procedural question. Is there a reason for voting and being presented this now when everything is not ready? I mean, I'm really not comfortable with, there's already a revised plat. There's 9 requirements. And they're not little things, they're the whole. You know, is there a reason we're voting on it now as opposed to waiting another month and letting
there
get it
is
finalized?
I'd say we're just trying to be developer friendly, move things through reasonably. It is not uncommon for plats to be approved with conditions.
Isn't it a lot?
I agree with
This is
conditions.
everything.
one person at a time,
Oh, sorry.
sorry, guys, one person at a time. The. Well, you had something to say.
Okay, I was just gonna say, okay, so I don't know where we are in the shot clock process, but we have a 30-day period to either approve it, approve with conditions, or deny with conditions. So those are the options that you have tonight before you. So if you don't have all your questions answered, the basis, the conditions that Ms. Beadle has placed up on the screen, 1 through 9. Can you back that up? Back up to all those conditions are the deficiencies with the plat. So they're not entitled to right approval because they have not met all of these conditions, but you can conditionally approve, meaning they cannot proceed until with that final plat being done and filed until they meet all these conditions. So, or you can deny it because they have not met all these conditions. So it's a recommendation, so it's still got to go through the city council, but at this point, those are your options. And so because of the 30-day shot clock, when it gets up to that deadline, we start listing out the deficiencies and we've got to present it to you.
So these conditions, the staff is confident that developers are going to be able to follow through with all of these.
Engineer will not-
I mean, once they have met these, but that is something that is. Going to, absolutely, please.
I have a question. Do the developers not have, like, they want from us, we want from, it's a working relationship. Is there not any due diligence on their part? They knew the 30 days was going to be here, correct? Or,
Yes, we've been
okay.
working this plat for many, many months. It's a little
Years.
years. The final though, many months to get to this point. There's a lot of moving parts with this one. One of the most significant issues was the infrastructure. The sewer capacity, the sewer infrastructure is not there for this development. So it's taken us a lot of back and forth to determine whether we're going to install a sewer lift station, whether we're gonna upsize sewer main, whether we're gonna need to upsize our wastewater treatment plant. So all that's gone back and forth for quite some time. We finally came to the best scenario. And we did the rough proportionality calculation. That's something that the developer putting that on our system, they're required to pay their share. So we've worked through that. There is a time frame for the closing of this property. And things do have to happen in a certain amount of time for that to happen. So that's why we went ahead and brought it with these conditions, because we're where we need to be. And we just need to get a financial agreement signed before the council. So we have worked through everything. We just need to make sure these conditions are met before final approval. So that's why we have the conditions and we bring it to you besides the shot clock.
Is this particular property would go into the racetrack, the sewage?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. What actually we've come up with, we'll upsize some sewer, lines coming across 428. We'll upsize the lift station at the middle school, and then we'll upsize the force main coming to the wastewater treatment.
That
Just one-
answers,
just one act.
that answers.
Anybody have-
I don't know.
It is a public comment, if you would like to make a public comment, huh? You're just listening, you are at any point that once we get to public comment, you're welcome to step to the podium and state your name and address, but
So this.
you need to step up to the podium though. It's okay, we don't bite. Okay. You'll take the invitation,
I'm good,
Okay,
thank you.
okay, you're welcome. Let me know if that changes. Okay, does anybody have any other questions or anybody want to, if you have something else to look at? Absolutely.
So should you all make a motion to approve subject to those conditions? Your city attorney just added that something else might be submitted on those engineering plans that we need to address that haven't been brought up. And to be able to collectively address these 9 and any future comments that we may, we don't know what we're receiving.
Okay. So we need, in order to do that, too, the conditions would need to be a part of this.
Whether you approve with
Yeah.
conditions or deny with conditions, they all have to be listed, yes, ma'am.
I have a question on the drainage. That's always been a concern, especially when it falls from one homeowner to the next one type thing. Is that the plan?
The city's engineering design doesn't allow for lot-to-lot drainage.
Okay,
And it's my understanding, isn't this one of the projects where they're solving a lot of problems? Right, so the city engineer reviews and compares according to your adopted codes and regulations, engineering standards, TCQ, all of that. But that's the city's, not policy, it's an ordinance. That lot-to-lot drainage is not permitted and they're not allowed to exceed existing runoff conditions.
personally. So just.
But there are no, we still don't have any solid answers on any of it, other than possibly what, like, nothing is on paper that of any of these issues. It's all subject to the engineer, and then it just goes, and there's something else comes, it's still in these conditions, is essentially what I'm understanding.
It'll go back and forth until the city engineer said you guys are good now.
But we add that, that part, it's a suggestion that, okay.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve with conditions 1 through 9. For final plat for Aubrey Heights containing 142 residential lots and 7 open space lots.
Sure. And Chairman Tibble, if you would add the 1 through 9, the language I've written on there on the, call out that number and.
Yes, and so I would like to approve with conditions 1 through 9, specifically with number 7 amended to the applicant shall resubmit all of the above noted plans by July 12, 2024 for engineering and planning review prior to the city council agenda reports are completed, and resubmitted plans may cause additional comments.
I'll second.
Simon, aye. And Kyle seconded, Manderson, so all in favor? We got 4 of us. Any against? Against? Against. You raise your hand.
Oh, I thought you had.
No, sorry, I was counting. Okay, so it does pass 4-2.
She can tell.
Crystal,
She
I'm
raised
sorry,
your hand
Crystal.
in favor.
Were you in the 4 or the against? I apologize. Were you 4?
She was in favor. She raised her
You in
hand.
favor?
She has her hand.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can they not hear us again?
All right, we're gonna move on to item number 2. Conduct a
because
public
there's
hearing and
not-
consider and make a recommendation to the city council regarding a change in zoning from unzoned land previously located in the city of Aubrey extraterritorial jurisdiction to plan development district with a base zoning district of SS 75, single family residence, 7,500 square feet on approximately 159.941 acres of land located in the Frederick H. Pollard survey, abstract number 995, Denton County, Texas. The property is generally located west of FM 1385 and south of FM 428. VCAT parcel ID number 52165. Thank you, Lonnie.
So the aerial exhibit is to familiarize yourself with property location. It's right along 1385 and south of 428. This property is scheduled to be annexed at the next city council meeting. And we are working with adjacent property owners to provide adjacency so that the property can be annexed. The city council approved a development agreement back in May, and the proposed zoning is consistent with the development regulations within that agreement. And the base zoning district is at 7,500 square feet, SF 75. And the proposed PD accommodates for a concept plan that illustrates 440 lots, parkland, open space, the city park, masonry standards, screening requirements, subdivision standards, and entry road standards. The concept plan identifies an ingress egress location just north of the property that will be worked out with adjacent property owner. This will be a new roadway. And it will have 2 points of access to that included roadway for subdivision. You can also see the city park that's being proposed, and there's also a private amenity center with some of the elements and features to be included. There is also a floodway and floodplain that will be dedicated to the city. The lot standards are in the chart on the left. The dots are typically a 50 by 110. And the image to the right is just a blow up of the amenity center area. And this is the open space exhibit that identifies city park as well as the floodway and flood zone. The perimeter screening exhibit, the red dotted line is a masonry wall, 6-foot masonry wall. And then the blue is the decorative metal fencing. I had mentioned earlier that they are working with the adjacent landowner to acquire a property so that they can access their property. This is an exhibit from the development agreement. Notifications and publications were provided as required, but not had any responses in favor or in opposition. And the PD is recommended for approval as presented. I also understand that the applicants are here this evening. If you have any questions for them, did you all have a presentation?
We have the same presentation that we had for when the DA with the city council. I can give it if you guys want to hear it, or I can just answer questions, whatever.
No, my commission, I want to see it. Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Matthew Dawson from Sincere and American. We're at 1800 Dollar View Lane, Farming Branch, and we are the developers for Duck Point. As Helen Eve described, the Duck Point is 440 residential lots. They're going to be 50-foot wide. Currently, we have Brightland Homes, formerly Guillen Homes, under contract for all of the lots. It will be developed in one singular phase. We're located north of Sandbrook Ranch, southwest of Moberly Farms, west of Creekview Meadows and Edward Creek, and northwest of the Sutton Fields community and east of Pickens Lake. Our development, aside from just the lots, we are proposing a 23-acre city park that will be dedicated with trails, benches, shade structure, and 2 sports fields, as well as a 2-acre private amenity site within the neighborhood. There's 45 acres of open space that we'll be dedicating to the city that is floodplain. And we are planning to be annexed into the city at the next city council meeting. The community will be in a public improvement district. The entryway road will be an extension of Redfern Road on the master thoroughfare plan. We will be constructing 4 lanes from 1385 to the first residential entrance, and then we'll be constructing the southern 2 lanes from that point to the western boundary line. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it, so. you
Is
guys-
that green space by the pond, the lake, the access for that, for the?
No, that will just be additional open space, that open space, that little strip will be maintained by our homeowners.
They do.
What is the zoning on the land?
ETJ.
Okay. That is an Aubrey ISD, correct?
No,
There's a different kinds.
I think it is an RBI.
I know the line
Is
is
that the
really
one that
close up
was-
there, I just,
I think it is an RBI.
I'm not that expert.
Yeah,
You know that, and
no, I
so-
believe it is an RBI.
So this has been something that we've been aware of. Please stay very aware. I'm gonna go ahead and open the public hearing at 6:44.
This is 1385.
Is there anybody, I think there's anybody signed up, is there anybody that'd like to speak on this item? And then I'm gonna go ahead and close it at 6:44. Does anybody have any questions for Colleen or the developer? Anybody like to make a motion? Oh, sorry, is there, what are?
Here's the arrows.
Yeah, same minute. Let me, there you go, make sure I don't know.
See any conditions.
So there are no confirmed conditions. Okay.
I make the motion to approve.
And approve.
I'll second.
Don is second. Candace made a motion to approve. Don is seconding. All in favor? I see you. Any opposed? It passes 7-0. All right, final item, consideration and action on the minutes of the June 13th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission. Any questions? No. I've had a while. We need.
Before I move to approve.
Before you move to approve, thank you Jenny for putting it up there.
It was Shanda, but you're welcome.
We started on time last time. We ended at 6:24. I'm happy.
Oh, wait, this is the current one.
Oh,
Did you want the other one?
yes, go on. There it is.
Just kidding. There you go. Keep going.
Oh, that's wrong. I'll fix that.
Yeah, so that one ended right there.
Yeah.
But that's where all the numbers are right there.
Mhm.
Very nice. Outside of the fixing at that time on the public hearing and on item 3. So I moved to approve the minutes with the modification on item 3 to correct the public hearing times. Okay, Kyle seconding it, Kyle has made the motion. Brittany seconded it. All in favor? Opposed? Okay. 7-0. We are adjourned at 6:47. Thank you all for coming out.
Bye, Chrissy. Thank you.